Key 1. Understand forearm anatomy before you train. The first mistake most people make is not understanding what they're actually trying to develop. The forearm is not a single muscle. It's made up of several muscles with different functions, basically divided into three groups. Wrist flexors, responsible for closing the hand and flexing the wrist. Wrist extensors, responsible for stabilizing the wrist and opening the hand. Brachioradialis, responsible for elbow flexion. Once you understand this, it becomes clear why doing only wrist curls doesn't build big forearms. Wrist curls mainly train the wrist flexors, which have low aesthetic potential. They're important for joint health and stability, but they are not the muscles that create visible forearm size. And this leads us directly into Key 2. Prioritize the brachioradialis. This is where size comes from. This is the point that changes everything. The muscle that actually makes your arms look thick when viewed from the front is not the wrist flexors, it's the brachioradialis. It sits on the outer side of the forearm, close to the elbow, and it's what creates that full, dense, three-dimensional look, even when your arm is relaxed. If your biceps are decent, but your arms still look thin, the problem is almost always a lack of brachioradialis development. And this is where the most important forearm exercises come in. Hammer curls, reverse curls with a pronated grip. These movements make the brachioradialis the main driver because they use a neutral or pronated grip. They take the biceps out of their strongest position and force the forearm to take over the work. If you had to choose only 2 exercises for forearms, these would be them. Key 3. Adjust volume and frequency based on forearm function. Forearms are smaller muscles, which means they recover much faster. That completely changes how they should be trained. Instead of doing one dedicated forearm day, choose the right exercises and spread them throughout the week so you can train them with higher intensity and better quality. Here's an important point. Each forearm function responds best to different types of stimulus. Let's break it down properly. 1. Brachioradialis. This is the muscle with the greatest visual impact on forearm size. It responds best to elbow flexion with a neutral or pronated grip. Best exercises: hammer curls, barbell reverse curls, cable reverse curls. These exercises still train the biceps as a whole, but with a strong emphasis on the brachioradialis. 2. Wrist flexors. The wrist flexors help with grip strength. They don't need heavy loads. Effective exercises: traditional wrist curls, alternating dumbbell wrist curls, wrist roller. 3. Wrist extensors. This group is almost always ignored, and that explains why so many people deal with elbow pain. Training the extensors isn't about aesthetics, it's about muscle balance and longevity. Good options: dumbbell wrist extensions, cable wrist extensions. 4. Grip strength. Grip strength is not the main driver of forearm size, but it improves your overall performance because you develop a stronger, more stable grip. Useful exercises: dead hangs, grippers, rice bucket training, and fat grips. These methods work well as a complement, not as the main aesthetic focus. Key 4. Try not to use straps if you want to prioritize forearm growth. This key is simple but extremely powerful. Straps are great when the focus is on back training, leg training, or very heavy loads, but they come at a cost. They completely remove forearm stimulation. If you use straps on every row, pull down, or pull up, your forearms are never truly challenged in those movements. For those who don't know, straps are accessories designed to prevent your forearms from failing before the muscles you're actually training, usually during back or lower body exercises. This happens because your back muscles are naturally stronger than your forearms. So in a heavy row, for example, your forearms may fail before your lats, forcing you to stop the set early. Straps prevent that by supporting the forearms. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next video.